let me just mention a little something about value creation, because I think this is very important. We'll talk a little bit more about it in the strategy section, but value creation has to do with what we are selling. Most people most managers can readily identify what they are selling, either a product or a service, right? But is that really what we are selling? What does McDonald's sell, for example? Food? Quality food? No, they sell a certain value. Same with anything that you can think of. It's the value that we are creating for the customer. It's a very important thing for a manager to understand, is what value are we creating? Let me term it in terms of milk. Most of us, many of us would drink milk, cereal milk for breakfast, or have cereal milk for breakfast. What is the value of a gallon of milk? Well, it's easy to put a price on it. But if you were to think about the alternatives to ascertaining milk or getting milk, if you couldn't buy it in the grocery store, what would the costs be? Well, I'd maybe have to buy a cow. I'd have to buy some property. I'd have to arrange that cow. I'd have to milk it 2 times a day. And you start looking at the alternatives, and milk, or the dairy industry, has provided great value by that little gallon of milk on the shelf for $3 or $4, or whatever it is in your area, versus the alternative cost. We look at those kinds of things as almost a commodity. Well, they are a commodity. But the value created by the dairy industry is very, very high, because the alternative for me to get a gallon of milk would be to range that cow, have the property for it, all those kinds of things that we talked about, milking it twice a day. So $2 or $3 a gallon becomes great value for me. And that's what we're trying to create for the customer, is value, because the value that the customer has is up here, and if our price to the customer is down here, that spread is the value. Now, we also have to create a spread between the price and our costs. That's what we call margin or profit. So we're managing that spread there, or that value. And the higher the value we can create for the customer, the higher the price we can charge. The higher the price, the more margin we get. And that's what management does.